Hello everybody, Vinyl Chef Steve here, and today I'm excited to teach you how to make smoked beef jerky inside your home. Yes, I said inside your home, using the GE Profile Smart Indoor Smoker. We're gonna smoke some beef jerky in this machine. I'm gonna show you the best way to use it to make smoked beef jerky, and I'm also gonna share with you an amazing marinade for beef jerky that I haven't shared with anybody until now.
Here's everything you'll need to make this delicious, sweet and spicy Thai chili powder cilantro marinade. From left to right, you have some fresh Thai chili powder, some ABC brand medium sweet soy sauce, some regular soy sauce, some Worcestershire sauce, some mustard soy sauce dressing from Mizkan. There's no substitute for that. Some fresh water, some garlic chili paste, some granulated garlic, some granulated onion, some red chili flakes, some powdered ginger, and a bunch of cilantro. Now let me show you how to put it all together to make this amazing marinade. You're gonna need about a half a cup of finely chopped cilantro for this marinade. And when I say finely chopped, I mean finely chopped, really, really finely chopped. But what you don't want to do is chop up this stalk, this green stalk here. So what you want to do is remove the stem and the leaves from the stalk and then finely chop all the stems and leaves. And then we will add that to our marinade.
Okay, first we're going to add 2 cups of our mustard and soy sauce dressing from Mizkan. To that we will add 1.5 cups fresh water, 1 cup of good quality soy sauce, 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce here, 1/4 cup of Sambal or garlic chili paste into the mix there.
Now add 3/4 cup of ABC brand medium sweet soy sauce.
These are all Asian and Indonesian flavors here that we're adding to our sweet and spicy Thai chili powder beef jerky marinade. Next, we're going to add our dry ingredients, starting with 2 heaping tablespoons of some good quality Thai chili powder, 1 tablespoon of granulated onion powder, 1 tablespoon of granulated garlic powder, and 2 tablespoons of red chili flakes, and 1 tablespoon of ground ginger. Get all that mixed in. About a half a cup of finely chopped cilantro. And that's without the stalks. Stems are okay, but stalks are not recommended for this recipe. And then whisk in that cilantro. And you're gonna wanna let your marinade sit for at least an hour at room temperature. And then whisk it again. Make sure you get everything dissolved in there. And then we can go ahead and marinate our meat.
While the marinade is blooming, let's get our meat sliced. Today I'm going to use my Bestwood 250R deli meat slicer. This recipe calls for 3 pounds of eye of round, thinly sliced, and I've got a nice semi-frozen block right here.
All right, here we go. We got a nice 3-pound chunk of trimmed up eye of round. We're going to throw this on our Bestwood 250R meat slicer. Put it on about 1.5 blade setting. Turn our machine on. Get it in here. Here we go.
Having the meat still partially frozen makes slicing it thin and uniform a breeze.
Nice thin slices. See that? That's what we want. very little waste.
Here's what 3 pounds of perfectly uniform, thinly sliced beef looks like, sliced on the Bestwood 250R.
Okay, we got our marinade here. We're gonna give it a nice whisk. Get everything nice and mixed in. It's been sitting for an hour. All the spices and the chili and the cilantro have had time to bloom. All the flavors have ran through the marinade. Now it's time to dip our meat in there. The way to make beef jerky correctly is to take each slice of meat, yeah, this sounds tedious, drop it in, dunk it in the marinade like so. So it gets a nice coating, maybe even absorbs a little bit of the marinade, and then just drop it in your bucket. You're gonna do that with, yep, every single slice. Fast forward. And once you get them all dipped and in the bucket, it's time to add the rest of your marinade to the bucket. You're gonna just gently stir the meat, toss it around a little bit. You wanna just loosen it up a little bit. And then we're gonna marinate this in the refrigerator overnight, which 6 to 8 hours minimum. And I wouldn't recommend going over 10 hours. So you can marinate this up to 10 hours, but beyond that, you're gonna start breaking down the meat and end up with mush, and you don't want that to happen. So you're also gonna wanna agitate the meat. And by that I mean doing exactly what I'm doing right now, about every 2 hours, if you can. If you can't, at least once in the middle of the night. Get up and turn the meat, open them up like this. Make sure there's no pieces that are folded in half like that, because if it stays folded in half like that throughout the entire marinade without getting turned, chances are you're gonna open the inside and it's gonna be red still like that, have no marinade gone through the meat. So yeah, you gotta baby it a little bit, but trust me, if you wanna make really good artisan style beef jerky, you gotta put in the effort. And this is just part of the work that goes into it, but man, is it worth it. Ask anybody who's tasted this recipe or my beef jerky in general, and you'll understand why I don't mind going through this process, because it makes a lot of people happy. All right, so we'll get this in the refrigerator. We'll put the lid on it and pop it in the fridge. And in the morning, we will show you how to make amazing smoked beef jerky in your GE indoor smoker with a little help from our friends.
Here's our sliced beef that's been marinating overnight. We're gonna drain off all the excess marinade right now and pretty much try to get as much of that marinade out of there as possible. Basically, we just don't want it soaking in the marinade, and then transfer it to either like a baking dish or a large flat casserole tray, and then I'll show you how to get it on the grates and into the smoker.
Okay, it's time to prep our smoker to smoke our beef jerky. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna fill up your water bin here, your waste bin they call it. This is where the pellets drop out and get extinguished during the smoking process. So we'll fill that up with water to the low level line is good enough, not to the maximum. Slide that in. We've already got our pellets in our hopper up here. I've got some mesquite. You can choose whatever type of wood smoke you want to use for your beef jerky. If you are using your machine for the first time, you will need to prime the auger. And the way you do that is you fill up the pellet hopper with wood pellets. You go to settings. You go to auger. And when you press this button, it's gonna give you the option to prime the auger. I've already primed the auger, so I don't have to do that anymore. So we'll go back to our settings, and we're gonna do customize this time here. We're not gonna be using any of these modes. So there's a customize mode. We're gonna hit the customize button. You depress it. That's the lowest temperature you're gonna get on the GE Profile Smart Indoor Smoker is 170 degrees. We don't want a cook time of 4 hours, so we're gonna set our cook time for, we've got 170 temperature, and we're gonna do 2 hours of cook time in the smoker, and we're gonna choose a smoke level of I think 4 is, well, let's do 5. So there you've got your settings all prepared. 170 temperature, 2 hours cook time, and 5 on the smoke level. Press start, and it's going to ask you to confirm that you've added water. Press the button to agree, and then it's going to ask you if you put pellets. Press the button to agree. Now it's in the preheating mode. Let's get our jerky on the racks. All right, we're ready to get our beef jerky into the smoker. And full disclosure here, I have attempted to make beef jerky in the GE Profile Smart Indoor Smoker before. The beef jerky did not turn out the way I would have wanted it to. I didn't give up because I still believe that there was a way to incorporate the Ardent Indoor Smoker into making homemade beef jerky. So I've always made homemade beef jerky using Nesco Snackmaster dehydrators. The beef jerky comes out amazing. I use liquid smoke to add the smoke flavoring. However, it's not authentic smoke. So I think I've come up with a way, and we're gonna give it a shot today. We're gonna not finish the beef jerky in the smoker. We're gonna start it in the smoker. We're gonna get some smoke on it, and then we're gonna remove it halfway through the process and put it into the dehydrators and finish them there. I think it's gonna work brilliantly. So let's get our meat, which marinated beautifully overnight, as you can see. Just gorgeous, soaked up all that marinade, got tenderized. And spray your grates with some cooking spray before you put your beef jerky on. And I like to transfer my jerky to a tray like this, a dish, just to make for easy access. And don't worry about the meat overlapping on one another in the smoker, because we're not going to be finishing it in there. We're going to be taking it out. So you can overlap it. We're just trying to get some smoke on the meat. Where you don't want to overlap it is when you put it in the dehydrators. So based on my calculations, the last time I was able to get a total of 9 pieces on each rack, which translated to 27 pieces of beef jerky in the smoker. When the GE smoker is ready, the menu will change from preheating to ready. And it will be blinking press start. So we're gonna get our trays of jerky into the smoker, and then we're gonna press the start button. Close the door, press the start button, and we're smoking. Then we'll come back at the hour mark and we'll rotate the beef and the trays.
The first time I tried using the Ardent strictly to make beef jerky from start to finish, it didn't turn out very well, and it wasn't the machine's fault. It was my fault for just trying something that the machine wasn't designed to do. And what we learned was that just because one thing can accomplish a goal by itself, it doesn't mean that with the help of something else or someone else that they can accomplish that goal together. So that's what we're doing today. We're taking this amazing machine, GE Profile Smart Indoor Smoker, and we're teaming it up with one of the greatest in-home dehydrators ever made, the Nesco Snack Master. And we're gonna make smoked beef jerky, real authentic smoked beef jerky in our homes.
Okay, we're getting to the 1 hour mark. It's time to rotate the beef jerky, but before we do that, we need to clear the smoke from the chamber or else it will let out all kinds of smoke into the home. So you want to hit the clear smoke button. And the clear smoke cycle will go into effect, and in approximately 9 to 10 minutes, the cavity will be clear of smoke and we can open up the door and remove the trays and rotate the jerky. So when the machine is done clearing the smoke out of the chamber, the screen will say cleared. And then you can go ahead and open the door and remove the trays. So we're going to take the top tray out and rotate it this way. This is going to go on the bottom. The middle tray, we'll rotate that as well. And this bottom tray, we're going to take and rotate and put on the top. If some of the meat is falling down, you're going to want to use some gloves too for this, because this can get pretty hot. Smell the smoke. It's definitely getting on the jerky, which is amazing. It's going to be delicious, I know it. That goes on the top.
Today we're making 2 batches of beef jerky. The second batch will only go in the smoker for 1 hour without any rotation at all. We'll remove it after that hour and place it in our dehydrators, where we'll finish it for another 2 hours.
The middle one is going to stay in the middle. And this top one that we've rotated is going to go on the bottom. So we're going to put that in the bottom, close the door, and hit the resume button. It's going to ask you to confirm the water again and the pellets. Confirm both, press the button, and it's now smoking again. So we'll finish this next hour in the smoker. In the meantime, we'll get our Nesco Snack Master dehydrator set up and ready to transfer the beef from the smoker to the dehydrators, where we'll be finishing our beef jerky. So here's the dehydrator that I've been using for the last 20 years. This is the Nesco Snack Master dehydrator. The temperature that it goes up to for beef jerky is 160 degrees. I'm going to show you how to prep this, get it ready for transferring the meat. So you just take off the lid, set the bottom aside over there. What you're going to want to do is make sure that you lightly spray all of the grates with a little bit of cooking spray. This non-stick cooking spray makes cleanup a lot easier. Otherwise, you'll be scrubbing these grates with a brush for a very long time, because this marinade is a little bit sticky, and this will just make cleanup a breeze. Okay, the 2 hours in the smoker is up, and we're going to go ahead and remove our jerky from the smoker and transfer it to our dehydrators. So we're going to take the ones that are the most done, and we're going to set them on the bottom, because like any other heating source, there's always a hot spot, and in the dehydrators it seems to be the top tray that gets the most amount of heat, or the most amount of heat, and finishes sooner if you don't rotate. So we're going to put the ones that need less dehydrating on the bottom. So we'll go ahead and start doing that. And you can see that the jerky is by no means done. It's still soft, but yeah, I can smell the smoke on these. We've got our trays loaded up that we've sprayed prior with the non-stick cooking spray. Gonna take our lid, set it on top, set it to 160, and plug her in. And in the meantime, we'll load up our racks again with the second batch of meat, get it into the GE Profile Smart Indoor Smoker, and in the time that this is done, this should be done and ready to go into the dehydrator.
This first batch was done in about an hour and 15 minutes after we put it in the dehydrator.
And then we can transfer our beef from the smoker and finish our second batch. These are looking really good. I'm really liking the way this is coming out. Can't wait to taste it. This is what a piece looks like when it's done. The other way you can tell is when you bend the meat, you'll see white fibers. See that? Those white fibers there. And when you tear it, you can see the white fibers. So that's a done piece of beef jerky right there. So this is coming out really good. And I can already tell you, the flavor is amazing. See how it tears? So nice and tender. It's got a nice chew to it. The flavor, I can clearly taste the smoke. This was a success. Clearly a success. The GE Profile Smart Indoor Smoker is not only smart, it's genius. This is the most amazing thing that happened to smoking. It's making authentic smoked beef jerky that has taken my jerky game to a whole new level. I'll put my money where my mouth is, but don't just take my word for it. Everybody, this is my manager and good friend now. This is Vahe, and he's gonna let you know what he thinks about my beef jerky overall and this new smoked beef jerky that I've made.
So today I'm gonna try the smoked beef jerky. I've been eating beef jerky for 20 years, I could say. And Steven introduced me to his beef jerky about 7 years ago. And every time he makes it, I honestly buy 3 pounds, 4 pounds. It's the best beef jerky I've had. I've had alien jerky. We used to sell it. Steve's beef jerky is just the best. I've never had it with smoke. It's the first time he's made it, so let's see how it goes. So you get that smoke right away.
Cool.
But what I love about it, it's not overpowering. So you get that smokiness, but you can still have that juiciness in the beef jerky, but it's not tough like most of the other jerkies you eat. And you can go through all the flavors that he's put in it, from the spiciness, the sweetness, the saltiness. All of it comes together, and then in the end, that smokiness comes out. Honestly, it feels like you're just eating barbecue right off the grill almost.
Wow.
I think this is the best beef jerky you've made yet.
So far?
So far.
Thanks to the GE Smart Indoor Smoker, man.
Let's go.
It's a good investment.
It's good. I might buy one now.
So yeah, you would love it, man. So try that second one. That one right there was left in the smoker for 2 hours prior to putting it onto the dehydrators, and then it was only on the dehydrator for an hour and a half.
Well, smelling it first, you can already tell that has so much more smoke in it.
You can tell that?
You can tell. It's an hour longer, so I could smell it right away.
Right.
I like this one too, but I think I prefer like that one.
Yeah.
This is a little too smoky for me. It's still not overpowering, but I think what this is doing is the smoke is taking over the other flavors a little bit.
Right, yeah.
But the first batch, it's like you have the perfect smokiness to flavor ratio.
Uh-huh.
I think both of them are phenomenal, but if you had to pick one,
If you had to buy 3 pounds of one, you'd buy that one.
I might buy 2 pounds of this and 1 pound of this because they're both phenomenal. I'll buy both of them, but it's gonna be 2 pounds of this first one I had.
That's why I'm a manager.
So this is Carlos. This is the finickiest eater in the company.
Picky eater.
He's got a really, really discerning palate. Not to say he doesn't like good food, but he knows good food when he tastes it, and he knows crap when he tastes it. So hopefully he doesn't.
I come from a very prestigious bloodline.
Yeah. So this is the first beef jerky that I put in that smoker that I bought.
That's good. It's got the same consistency as that other one you made.
Right.
Maybe a little drier, but
Mm-hmm.
no, it's good.
How's the flavor?
Some good jerky.
Can you taste the smoke? Subtle, even?
Very subtle.
Is it?
Very subtle. Like I could taste more of the flavor of the meat than the smoke.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing or not.
So
Or which we're going for.
that's the same marinade.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that was smoked in the smoker for 2 hours, getting smoke on it. Before this one was in the smoker for 1 hour, and then went to the dehydrators. That was for 2 hours in the smoke. We're trying to see is it obvious that you can taste more smoke with an additional hour or not.
Yeah.
Or you can taste more smoke.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. See? Discerning palate. What I tell
See
you.
there?
Oh, there's definitely smoke.
Definitely more smoke on that.
Definitely more smoke.
Hmm.
They come out drier. The
Yeah.
consistency is best on that half and half.
The first one, huh?
No.
Yeah. This is definitely.
Which is not bad, but I have the smoke in my tongue on my tongue right now.
Yeah, yeah. And the reason it dries it out is because the smoker, the temperature is 170. That's the lowest it'll go. So it's cooking the meat kind of at 170 versus 160.
I don't know if the spice from the first one is late, but this second one gave off more spice.
Interesting.
The first one I didn't really give no spice. This one I have it lingering now.
Wow, and I gave you one with a bunch of chili seeds on it.
The first one?
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't really taste much on the first one. It was just good. It had flavor, but not like a spice to it. This one I can, or now it's lingering, but I had both of them.
So this is a
That's good.
even truer test. This guy right here to pass with his
Because I
palate.
don't like
He
beef
always says
jerky.
something. Thanks, bro.
I don't like plastic meat is what I don't like.
Yeah, or that rubber crap.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not in that category.
Cool.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of how to make authentic smoked beef jerky indoors using the GE Profile Smart Indoor Smoker. All the ingredients and measurements are in the description, and if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out. Thanks for joining me. This is Vinyl Chef Steve. Bye for now.